Hi my YouTube family, this is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. Please welcome to Home Garden and Fashion. First of all, I would like to thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and please do go to my Facebook fan page and give me a like there if you haven't been there already. In today's video, I would like to make a very small simple hat. This is a DIY fleece hat, and it takes about 5 minutes to make it. So this is the easiest fleece cap or hat, whatever you call it. You can make it the easiest. So this one, for this one, I haven't even purchased the fabric. This fabric came out of a used sweatpant which got teared off, so I made a special use for that. Now it's very simple. I just cut out the pieces. I get 2 large pieces from the sweatpant. This is a man's sweatpant, so I'm using one piece out of it, and another piece I used and made this hat. And I saw this is so easy, so I'd like to share the idea. So what you do first, you get a hat which fits you or whoever you're making this, and then you will set it down in the fabric. So this is the fleece fabric, which I didn't buy it. You can use something which have a teared off sweatshirt or sweatpant and just take out the fabric and use it. So make sure your fabric is double, and then you lay down your hat like this. And if you need, you can use a chalk for guideline. If you don't, you can just cut it straight. And I created this pattern out of this. So you see this pattern is quite large than the actual product, because you need to fold it so you can create a pattern. So right now I'm just gonna do directly from the hat. So you set it down, and either you can measure the head of the person, or you measure the forehead actually, and you give about 1 inch allowance for stitching. Now over here you give 2 inch allowance for stitching, and or you just put a hat and do it, and over here also 1 inch allowance. So I just set it down on this actual fabric that I'm going to stitch, and I'm just cutting. This hat fits perfect, so I'm just gonna cut very close to it, and see it has the stitch. So you can do a chalk mark if you feel comfortable that way. So for me, I'll just do just like this. And over here you see it has a fold, so I will give some allowance. So you can pin it, that way your fabric doesn't move. So give this much allowance, about 1 inch, or if you want to fold a little bit more, 2 inch. Now when you cut out this fabric, that's the time you make sure that you're cutting out, lining up. See here, I don't want to cut out too much extra in this side, so we'll do exactly same side, only we have extra on the length because we want to fold. So here we will make sure that we get pretty close to it, not huge one. Okay, so it's very simple. We are done, and now you will give fold like this, and you pin. So if you have too much fold, you just fix it. So as long as it's, see, this exactly equals to this, and I'm going to pin it, and all I need to do is 2 running stitches both the side, and where I pin over here, stitch. I'll show you this. Very simple. It should take 5 minutes. If you're doing in the machine, it should take less than 5 minutes, and you have yourself a beautiful fleece hat. Now let me get the needle and thread, and I'll show you the stitch. So as you see, I pin it all around. So all you need to do is just pin the sides and pin over here, and you have to stitch it. Just simple running stitch. So I'm going to quickly give stitches over here. As you give your stitch, you pick up your pin. Now this one, you could do it in a minute using a machine, sewing machine, or you could just spend 5 minutes and do it by hand. This doesn't need to be done in a machine. So you quickly just stitch these 3 sides. So you see, one side I'm done, and I'm going to give about 2 more stitches in this one, so it's very sturdy. Every time you hand stitch something, you need to give 2-3 times, go over the stitch, so it becomes very sturdy. So as you see, you give stitches like this. Very simple running stitch. Just go in and pull it out. It's the exact way you give 3 times or 4 times if you're doing hand stitch, but if you are using a machine, just couple of times would be enough. So we're done this side. That way I'm going to do 2 more side, and then I'll show you the finished product. At the bottom I'm just giving a simple hem. Instead of running stitch, I'm doing a hem. So this is how you do the hem. You have your needle and thread, and you go and come out from the very side. So your needle is kind of slightly twisted while coming up. So as you go along, you keep taking out the pin, so they'll get tangled in the pin. So as you see, this side is coming. It's not a running stitch, it's a hem. So when you do hem, you don't need to stitch 2-3 times, it's 1 time. And then if you feel like it, you want to make it more stronger, you can give another time, but it's usually not necessary. So this is how we're doing the hem. I'm going to go ahead and finish both the side, and then show you the finished product. So the whole process should not take more than 5 minutes. Let me finish this. So after you do the hem, you're going to gather these 2 corners together and put your needle and thread, and then go in this sideways. So you kind of seal off the edges. Just randomly stitch, but seal off the edges. So that way the edges don't fray. Now same thing you will do for the other side. Now if you have the time, you can go all around and give 1 more round, and if you don't, you just do the other side, same thing. So I have my needle and thread, and I put a needle knot, and you see after I stitch it, these 2 sides are open like this, I'm going to take my needle and thread and go from the bottom, and like this going to seal off this edge. Now go quite a few times. So until you completely seal off the edges. So this is all sealed off. Now you see we have ourselves a fleece hat done in 5 minutes or less. So this is your hat, and this was the tutorial for today. Now if you wish, and this is for a female, and you wish you want to decorate it, you can just put little beads or sequins in it, and that will be my next tutorial. So I will do that one for decorating this. Thanks for joining me. This is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share the video, and I will be seeing you with many other videos. Thank you. And next video I'm planning to make a hat where we will have only one stitch at one side and every side will be closed, so it'll be even easier than this. Thank you. Bye bye.